All right, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Some technical difficulties this morning. So today I'm going to be talking about the unknown secrets all stylists use to help you feel fabulous in your clothes. So yeah, these are things, actually a number of things that I've never talked about, only with my clients. And yeah, you might learn something new and how I work. So shall we jump in? All right. So if you're new here, my name is Jennifer Koch and my brand is called Stylegasm. And I took quite a bit of time to reflect on what I wanted to name my company. I know I didn't want to name it just my name. And I came up with the word Stylegasm because I realized how much immense joy I get out of clothing, how it just sparks my spirit alive, how literally it's like having this orgasmic feeling when I play with clothes, when I look at clothes, when I see beautiful clothes. And I wanted that feeling for others and for my clients. So, quite bold over here, not your average stylist for sure. I find it, my name is very much like repellent or attractor, and it seems to attract those other kind of like bold spirits as well. So I have clients from around the world. So my clients are virtual, predominantly actually. A number of clients I've never even met in different parts of the country, different parts of the world. I do have some local clients as well. I became a stylist. It wasn't something that I sought out to be a stylist. I would say being a stylist chose me, and it just fell into place that way. I started in luxury retail when I was 20 years old. I worked at Saks Fifth Avenue, and that really set my whole pace of the having just a love of working in fashion. I lived in Paris, worked in fashion PR there, as well as some years back I moved to Bali, Indonesia, and started a bespoke brand. And really becoming a stylist was very, as I mentioned, natural thing, and that my clients started asking me for some help like in their closets or putting their outfits together. And I really reflected later that that's where a lot of my favorite part of the work was really working with the clients. So I pivoted into that. I do have a style oracle deck, which I'm actually right now I have an illustrator I'm working with. So the deck is going to be coming out. Actually, my coach, she was like, you're not allowed to promote your deck anymore. You use it in your materials until you finally just get it out there, because I've been talking about it. It's just, so maybe a bit of perfectionist there, but it's coming out, I promise. Already working on the first card for that. And yeah, so there's a few examples of my beautiful clients. Oh, and guess what? I do have a website now. Ta-da! And I've been saying that for a while. I really use social media, LinkedIn. I really don't think people need a website, but I do have a website, and now it's all systematized. So that's where you can go book a call with me. So if you feel like you could use my help in some way, I do offer a free 15-minute call where I'm able to help. Well, you do get to pull a style oracle deck, which is really cool, and help lead you down a direction if you need my help, or I can point you somewhere else. So don't be shy, book a call with me. I have some spots opening next week. All right, so let's jump in. So what are the secrets that stylists know, and what do we do differently? And first, I want to say that it takes time and it takes energy to look fabulous. Like there's a certain point that like you can only cut corners, but so much. And if you are in the health and wellness space, you know that. There is no sort of trade for eating healthy. And there's certain things that you can do. You can obviously hire someone to cook things for you. You can hire a trainer to motivate you. You can go on exercise while you listen to something that you enjoy. But at the end of the day, like you got to put in the work. And it's the same with styling. And of course, when you work with a stylist, you are cutting down quite a bit of time because you're working with an expert. But yeah, it's gonna take time and energy. And I think that's one thing that some of his clients find sometimes surprising in the beginning, because like I really want to like get to know them. There's quite a bit of things that I need from them to be able to just dissect what their preferences are, what their body type is, what colors they like, what their inspirations are. And I always say, at first it might seem you're spending like a lot of time with your stylist, but as I really get to know you, we are going to get on a roll with this. You may have seen, a lot of you commented, I'm on this photo shoot when I was in La Jolla, San Diego over last weekend. And just to say, like, yeah, it did take quite a bit of effort to put all of that together. So one was finding what I wanted to wear. I knew I was going to this fashion film festival. I wanted to wear something like extras, like a red carpet sort of event. And so it took several hours actually of researching and kind of playing with ideas about what it is that I wanted to wear. And then I stumbled upon this dress and like super loved it and decided on this dress. And then, and then it's pairing all the other details. So I took time reflecting on like, what are the shoes? And I come up with all different possibilities. I ended up ordering two and then went with these, which I think look really great with it. And then my bag as well, and earrings. You know, I had my hair and makeup done. I had my amazing friend, my makeup coach as well, Megan. Yes, I do have a makeup coach. I did her course earlier this year. There's so much to makeup. I'm such a big proponent of her course. I'm going to be like next year when she's launching it again, I'm going to be going through it and really going to encourage like my clients and my friends because there's so much power in makeup and learning about it. But yeah, like she came over to my Airbnb and took a couple hours. You know, she like did it really amazing. So yeah, it takes effort, and it does not like you have to obviously go through that every single day. But if you want something, you gotta put in a little bit of work. So one thing, I think what makes me unique in from some stylists, and there's also obviously tons of amazing stylists out there, is like not all the stylists get that your clothing is a reflection of your personality, and that you want clothes that are really going to help you even like step into that next version of who you are. There's sometimes I've seen stylists that are just so matter of fact about like these are your colors and these are the silhouettes. And I think, yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot more than we can do than just that. One of my favorite examples is like as like a stylist just absolute win moment was Halle Berry. And remember when she won the Oscar? I mean, I honestly don't think that she would be as I don't know, that wouldn't have been as pivotal moment if she was just wearing like a simple dress. Like there were so many things about that moment that were pivotal. That she was the first Black woman to win an Oscar. You know, other things around that, but like she really looked absolutely fabulous in that dress, and it was so unique. And Elie Saab, who was the designer, like she actually really put him on the map, and he's been now a very famous designer, and it was really from that moment. So I just feel like she really just owned that moment. It just looks so freaking beautiful. Another one, if you know Halle, oh, sorry, I'm getting my words confused. Halle Bieber, who's in the middle. So she's married now to Justin Bieber. She was the daughter of, what was it, one of the Baldwins or something. She was famous in her own right. And of course, now she's even more famous being married to Justin Bieber. And she's actually worked with a number of different stylists. So I actually seen her like work with a stylist and then left that stylist and worked with another stylist. So it's kind of interesting. Sometimes you wonder like, why they decide to sort of change direction. And sometimes they just have something else that they want to experience. And maybe sometimes they feel like there's something else that they want different out of their new stylist. But Halle is always seen, Haley, sorry, I keep getting those names confused. They're so similar. She's always seen when she goes out, she's always seen, paparazzi and stuff. So everything, even like her casual look, she's always getting photographed. And she really is like the ultimate cool girl. So it's cool to see what she wears. And then Avril Lavigne on the right. And what's cool is actually I know of the brand, a House of Mwah, I think it's called. I actually know their manufacturer because they're in Bali, which is cool. And this is her wedding dress, really cool. She wore this pink, very extra sort of dress. And, Avril Lavigne would not be the same kind of artist if she just wore just like whatever, something that was like preppy or chic or something. Like she has her own unique style that has like branded her as an artist. And so, of course, for her wedding dress, she had to wear something unique as well. So before I go shopping, start recommending shopping suggestions for my clients, it's always first about really like getting into their head, into their psyche about what the clothes that they really like, and also challenging them, of course, to try new things as well. So this is one I just pulled up because I did this week. This is one of my clients, Sarah. And I send them like a whole bunch of images and I have them like rate images, and then I send them some more and I'm able to start honing in on the preferences, and then I'm able to start seeing the patterns of what they like. And usually for clients at my like sort of a normal package or whatever, where they get a lot of contact with me, we usually do a couple mood boards because people are multidimensional. There's different things that they want to express, but this is just an example of one. And so I was able to see with this, she's mom of two boys, so she needs a certain amount of like casual, but there's also this refined elegance. There's this way she loves accessorizing. She loves jewelry and really just like upping that with some really cool scarves, really cool accents. Love the touch of like some gold and some blue. And, stylists, we're really researchers at the end of the day. I think that's something maybe people don't always know about us is like, I spend a lot of time researching and finding stuff. And believe it or not, like I am an introvert. And so that does suit me well. And I have a friend that's a branding designer, and we were just kind of having like a laugh the other day because it's like, because I also have in permanent business where I do energy sessions. And like with energy sessions, like give an energy session and like that's it. And it's kind of nice in a way. And we were just talking, and she does she's branding, and then she also does some like I guess you could say like mentoring sort of thing. And we're like, it's kind of crazy when people can when you do work where you just have a session and then like that's it, and you just see the client in like a week. It's kind of nice in a way, but like we're always used to like we always have a bunch of homework. I'm always doing so much stuff for like clients behind the scenes. But of course, like I love it. That's what makes it really fun. But just it's just different from other coaches and stuff of that. There's always a lot happening behind the scenes, even when I'm not working, having a session with a client. So well, I'm just getting started on Sarah's. Like we literally just sent her that yesterday. But for example, so we find this mood board, we put this together, and these are mostly images that I found on Pinterest or other places. And so it's like, how can I bring that to life? How can we bring some of those things? And here's a couple examples. Is like a starting place is like this really cool blouse with like the leather pants and the animal trench with t-shirt and jeans. So it's like, yeah, going out there and use my research and skills to go find how can we create that in a way. So a big part too with like helping people feel fabulous in their clothes is like really helping people know what their shape is and how to find clothes that are going to look good on their shape. I think a lot of women in particular, like they just go out to the mall, they like see what catches their eye, they try something on, or sometimes they even don't, they just buy it. And then they feel frustrated because like it doesn't look good, it doesn't flatter them. And really when there's that education ahead of time, this was a client of mine that like teaching them what's going to look good on them. So they already know what to look for and what to be like, yeah, that's not going to look good on me. So this client, she's actually part of her ancestry is Cuban. So she's very curvy, and she's more, and she's busty, but she's even more hippie. And so I like to give like examples to my clients of some of the celebrities or people of examples, and to kind of show them like what are good examples and what are examples that aren't as favorable, so they can sort of like learn and see themselves a lot of times through other people. So there were some examples like Jennifer Love Hewitt, Alicia Keys, some other people. She's a big coach person. It's not always like the most famous people, but just people that I have observed. And for her, I was teaching her because like her body type is like an A, where it's like wider at the hips. And so it was like, you want clothes that are going to mimic that. So these like really great A-line skirts, or you can do the opposite where you can put like emphasis here and then more narrow here. And was just playing with like, you can do more patterns and more prints and more frill, particularly on the top half. And also saying and we talk about too, like, the rules, so you know that you can break the rules. So don't always have to play into this like to a T, but I do find it does really help empower people, because if she's going into she walks into Nordstrom and she's drawn to this very like straight dress, this sort of like 90s Calvin Klein or 2000s Calvin Klein is just very straight, and like that wouldn't work for her. Like her hips just wouldn't even know what to do. And it would bring out like her tummy area, but bring out all the things that she wouldn't want to enhance. So then she can just have a more critical eye to know like what is going to work for her. And and the thing with people too, and this is why people with body type analysis, they usually feel like it doesn't work for them, is because most people are combination types. Most people don't fit perfectly into like, there's like the whole fruit thing, but like was it a pear, or you're a banana, or you're a whatever apple. Well, one, we're like, as women, we're not fruit. I think that's like a bit demoralizing, but also from that, we usually we're a combination. So usually there's like, because we have to look at the top half of the body and the bottom half of the body. So even with her, she would be a combination of some of A and some of H, but just for like simplistic reasons, I'm just sharing with you today. But there's other factors you have to keep in mind for clients. Like, and then I have a client I'm working with, and she has like very long legs, and that's like one of her best assets. So like other clients are short-waisted, other clients like they have different things, like maybe they have a stretch marks or something. So I take all these different things into consideration to be able to start teaching them what to look for and what's going to work best on them. Okay, next slide. So here's some just style mistakes. I don't want to like say it's like mistake is like the worst thing ever. I'm not the style police, but just to point out some things that like could have been done better with these examples. I'll start actually on the right with the girl and the dress. And actually, this was an example for my clients that has more of an H body type where she's like super athletic and she just has a more straight, like there's not as a defined waist, more straight through the middle, as I forgot what her name was with the celebrity. And so you actually don't want to emphasize the waist. Like you don't want to be doing the whole idea that you should always be doing belts is like not relevant for her. And with this gal here, like she's just like adding like the ruffles and stuff. It ends up like adding a lot of weight to her. When I showed this to my client, she's like, yeah, she looks pregnant, especially against all the other examples that did really work for her. So like an example that really did was like she had a dress that was more straight and then like a really high slit that showed off her legs. And yeah, she just has it looks like it's like high, it's like looks like a turtleneck and she's really busty. And so just would have been better something, a different neckline, just really not the most flattering whoever put her in that outfit. Another thing is the whole thing around like sleeves. Ideally, like there's so many sleeves that just are like, the sleeves. Ideally, sleeves are actually closer to your elbow or they're closer to your shoulder. And if it's going to be somewhere kind of middle, even though it's not as ideal, you want it to have like an angle ideally. So you want to like angle it up and just give it a more visual, just a better visual on people's arms. So I know a lot of women have like this whole thing around their arms and, as they get older. Spaghetti straps. I've been meaning to do a post about this forever, but if you have broad shoulders, spaghetti straps are not your friend because it's this thin thing emphasizing and making it look even more wide. So that's why, have you ever seen me in spaghetti straps? Probably haven't because I don't wear it. And then this example here on the left, so a few different things. One is I would change the neckline to be, if you're busty, you want a bit of a lower neckline, just rounded a bit lower. I would also, when you're more plus size, how it's like straight across the bottom, ideally it's more rounded where it's a little bit shorter on the sides to give that more of a curve is more visually appealing. So this is the thing is like tailors. I think everyone should have a tailor. I think you talk to any stylist, it's like have your person that you go to because clothing is mass produced and everyone has unique bodies and just about, I think everyone needs tailoring in some way, shape or form, some more than others. But yeah, working with a tailor makes such a world of difference. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest differences with people that have really great style is that they have clothes that fit. And it makes such a difference. Those, millimeters to just fit your waist just right, to make those adjustments. Like, I have a friend who's French and very, very stylish, and she would just agree to that totally. Like that's one of the secrets of why there's some great style is like in French is like they really believe in that. So I know sometimes have clients who just moan about it, like, oh, because we have to go, you have to go to the tailor, you have to be present for it. It costs a bit of money, but again, it makes all the difference when you have clothes that are fit for you. You just there's no replacement for that. You definitely feel amazing. By the way, I know I see some of you all watching. Feel free to comment, say hello. Love to know that you're who is here. It's like a from here. And I'm going to be wrapping up in a few minutes. So yeah, ask your questions as I'm going. And so put together, and you hear that I talk a lot about that in my posts and stuff, is like this put together look. And being put together it's really in the details. It is like finding elements of cohesion in style. And you may have seen that I posted this a few days ago, like my client Courtney, we put this outfit together. You can't see it. She's these like beautiful blue heels on the bottom there. And I found these earrings and just by like happenstance to end up like matching with her whole look and it just like pulled it all together. But yeah, like being put together is in those details. I think it's a lot around accessorizing as well. A lot of women actually don't know how to accessorize. Like you can find a cute dress, but like, how does it add that cohesion? How does it just make you feel like your outfit pops? And yeah, again, that's the work of a stylist and me just having a lot of times it's just that vision. Like I'm working with a client now and it's like, okay, because it's blazer, what can I do? It's like, oh, maybe it's a hat, maybe it's a scarf, maybe it's like, maybe it's a detail in the shoe that ties in with the blazer. It's like I just have that meticulous, like, how can it just be like, you know, all put together in a special way. Oh, that's a little bit sideways, isn't it? But yeah, so I hope you learned something new through this presentation. So glad that you guys were here watching. Again, you do get, I am offering some calls where if you want more support, want to see what it is that how I can help you, you can go to my website, www.haveastylegasm.com, or send me a DM. I am going to be doing an event. I'm actually like reframing how I'm going to like my my title of my event. I've been doing Shop Your Closet, but I'm going to be phasing it out a bit and coming up with a new name, although I haven't quite landed on it yet. But I know the event is going to be August 20th, and I am going to be promoting it in the next few days as I get those details together. So if just stay tuned for that. If you want to be on my list so that I can give you a heads up, let me know. Do you have any questions? I'm gonna just check. Sometimes the comments and stuff don't come up here on StreamYard, which is annoying. Sometimes I have to like go directly to the platform to say, oh yeah, someone's here. Who's here? Yes, use a tailor, definitely. Da, da, da. And, all right, any more questions? Oh gosh, I almost like crossed this out. That's funny. I almost like clicked out of this. Um, All right. Well, I don't think there's any more questions. So thanks for tuning in. And I know I'm going to be back and doing some more live soon. So until then, go have a stylegasm. Go enjoy your weekend. Bye.